Ooh boy, y'all, hey, y'all winning out here with the "We Want Cody." I was like, there was hella signs on like during the whole broadcast, like it. Whew, it. Hell, I thought I seen some people pulling out their back pocket. They was ready for it the whole night. They had like the actual signs, and they got their sign that just in case "We Want Cody." Um, yeah, no, I feel this whole Raw, you sort of felt that. It's been a crazy amount of like throughout this weekend, and going back and forth or talking to different people and like on threads and well, I mean, I guess Twitter, X, whatever, Reddit, and just that even on some of the like it's crazy. I was like, don't get me wrong, I thought it was going to be, especially like the hardcore fans, and I think now it's infiltrated to the actual masses. Now, I will say that while we still don't know how this is going to go, we don't know if it's going to be a swerve or not. We don't know if we getting worked. We don't know if they just going to say bump y'all. This is still going to be the match. But I will say that y'all that from the fans and the IWC people and the like and the masses, y'all sort of worked hand in hand with the WWE. This what I mean. This what I mean. So I wanted to wait until seeing Raw to basically be like, can this work for Cody? Cause I think this is going to work for Cody regardless. Now I think this can definitely work for Cody, just because I was gonna say, I was like, of course, their whole thing is to sort of make a Daniel Bryan type of thing and whatnot. But I think the amount of not only the "We Want Cody" stuff, I think they knew that part was coming. I don't think WWE seen that y'all would hate The Rock the way y'all hate The Rock. I think that was the turn, because I think, obviously this is what I think, the way they did this, and I know people are saying it's clunky and all this other stuff, and maybe I didn't hear it that way. Maybe I do the thing where, like, like in movies or superhero stuff, that there's like plot holes and stuff like that, and I in my head I'm like, I feel that in with something until they tell me it's not. So with this, I took this as everybody's seen it as like The Rock is taking Cody away from us. Whereas I was thinking, I'm looking at this like, I guess, like a movie or a show, that it's like I'm going to use your own family in order to destroy you, kind of thing. And I that's why I sort of thought of like The Rock is being used to basically try to take down Roman, so that when it's Cody turn, it's just mano and mano, but instead of like something taken away. Anyway, so that's why I was like, oh yeah, this could work for Cody. Then it was like everybody hates The Rock, and I'm like, okay, but still, there's still probably a 60-40, just because, yes, the wrestler fans will be mad, but I was like, you got a whole bunch of people that are like, some wrestler fans like, whatever, I can still see the story, or I'ma still like it regardless. Then you got the casuals and stuff that's gonna come in for WrestleMania. But now the difference, and this is where I said that, like, it props on y'all, but also having hand in hand with WWE, because y'all also wouldn't have had a spotlight to talk if it wasn't The Rock attached. And because it being The Rock alone, you're getting spotlight on things that you wouldn't have. Like if it was Cody faces Roman again, yeah, it'll pop up and stuff, just like how it always sort of do, especially during WrestleMania season. But because The Rock, now it's definitely being picked up on every type of sports topic, on every type of like little blog place and whatnot. at a higher rate. People who don't watch wrestling but know about The Rock is over here, and they can look at it and be like, yo, that's messed up. The Rock is going to jump in front of Cody like that? I don't even know who this Cody guy is. But that don't sound right that you should do something like that. Or, people that, and I'm like, even if they might dog WWE for being like scripted or something like that, even that, they still might see it as like, that kind of messed up. I was like, I mean, you got like Mustafa Ali, he don't even work there anymore. He don't even go here, and he's over here tweeting about it. So I'm like, if you got the eyes that are magnified on this, guess what? Now you're being heard in a different way than it probably would have if it wasn't The Rock. So that's why I'm like, kudos, applause, whatever you want to give yourself the DIY pat on the back for at least now making this something. Because what I will say is, I seen a little tweet that was like, Triple A being like, it is official, right? And that's what they sort of said. Then you heard a lot on like Monday Night, like with the whole, when they was talking, that nothing has been official. Roman still sort of gets to choose. We're gonna get more on possibly Thursday. Cody still got to figure out. So then it's like, okay, so what are you doing? What's going on? Was this the plan? Was it the plan? Or, damn, we gotta change plans. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I feel like it was the plan. I don't feel like it was the plan. I think it was an idea, and then I think injuries affected it to where it became the plan. But now I think it might be like, whatever the plan was, they're like, well, damn, we got to scrap some of this because of the way that it's going. We got to change plans. Because like I said, the backing of Cody was going to be there. That part worked, that I think they accounted for. The hate of The Rock, to where he's getting booed at places that are just like, there ain't even nothing else going on. Like I seen a video where it looked like it was like one of the live shows or whatever. He was getting booed there just for being on the Jumbotron. I'm like, ooh, that's a little different. And I was like, not to mention that, from when The Rock did this stuff with like, not even mention DC, but like the stuff he did where he was with the stuff in Hawaii, that was sort of bad look. It's sort of on the same thing. I'm just saying. And then, with the whole TKO thing, so I'm like, it's a little bit more bad in people's mouth than it say it would have been probably about that stuff. I'm just saying, like, the context sort of matters, where it's like, because I'm like, those outside people that don't watch wrestling, that don't know wrestling, they might have only known about that stuff. That's where that stuff creeps in, where they only knew, they were like, The Rock was doing this stuff over here. He doing this. He don't went back to wrestling and do it. Like, that's what I mean by that. But I'm just saying that I was like, we don't know how the Rock Roman thing will happen. I don't think it's gonna be a triple threat. That just seemed weird because he ain't got no beef with Rock. But at the same time, I was like, everybody wants Cody even more now. I even think it changed the perception. It might change the perception of people who, because I even thought this too, that Cody story or him winning, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, in about 5 or 6 months, people will start being like, they're bored of him. Like, like how, like, we do that sort of like babyface, we do it with Seth, like, and you can't go off live reaction versus the people online. You see, because I'm like, guess what? The Rock comes out. I was like, right now, yes, he'll get booed. But if he comes out in WrestleMania, guess what? It's going to be cheered. It's not going to be boos how y'all think it is. It is going to be boos right now because it's just fresh in your head. And after a while, you just get used to, like, I guess it's what it is. But you know, I was thinking, I'm like, after about 6 months, this whole like good guy, always winning, and you know all that other stuff, and I was like, yeah, you can be a good person in general, but I'm like, that stuff sort of gets boring to some people. Now I'm like, nah, cause I was like, you basically are like, yeah, Cody, we don't want to see Roman no more. Like you know, now you don't put him in a different stratosphere. Like he's the guy that through like the Roman reign of terror, you know, this, I guess, you know, people gonna be looking at this, they're probably gonna say it's like Triple H reign of terror, just be honest. Through the whole Vince shit, it's through all, I was like, through the injuries, I was like, Cody was the constant, the top guy, and that's gonna be his whole backing, and to where I'm like, he's just gonna keep on it. But to be honest, I was like, I still believe that whether they keep the Rock, whether they change, I was like, of course they change plans, it doesn't matter. But I always believed that we were going to watch Roman and Cody no matter what, even if everybody said, I'm not even watching it after this and all this other stuff, you're still going to watch it. Because you still are wanting to take down Roman. Because, like I said, this is more about Roman being defeated than Cody necessarily deserving the title. Because at the end of the day, you still you might be like, oh, great, now he finally finished his story and we got to deal with Roman no more. But guess what? You really more just like, wow, worry about Roman. Anyway, yeah, no, it's been wild and it's going to be that way for a while. So I'm down to see how this goes because regardless, I'm a fan of it all. I'm not one of those people that's in a particular camp or whatever. I doesn't matter to me. I'ma still watch the product. I'ma still watch things. I'm not invested in Cody where it feels like something's been taken away from me or nothing like that. I don't get that. I don't see it like that. That is not how my mind works with it. You know, I'm not saying if you don't, because I'm like, that's the beauty of this whole thing is that the connection that you make. I was like, I look at this in a way of like a movie. And I'm like, oh, man, that's a good movie, but I don't connect in that same time way. So maybe maybe I'm a monster. I don't know. Maybe I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I sort of connect with Drew, so maybe that says more about me than anything. But anyway, we're gonna see how this keeps on going. Road to WrestleMania, I guess. We're gonna see if we acknowledge, we smell it, or we just gonna roll that thing out. What do you want to talk about? Let's do it.